water, earth, fire, air. Long ago, the four nations lived together in harmony. Then, everything changed when the Fire Nation
Pound for
attacked.
pound, best fighter in the world.
Only the Avatar, master of all four elements, could stop them. But when the world needed him most, he vanished.
Nah, I'm back, and let's first talk about the fire type, Jon Bones Jones. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, it's good to be back. School has started, but do not expect the uploads to slow down. If anything, the uploads are gonna get even more and more. Just be ready for that. But anyway, enough of me rambling. This video is gonna work. Basically, we're gonna go through why there's no current GOAT of MMA. And we're gonna first look at pros of every GOAT and cons of every GOAT. Now, for Johnny Bones Jones, obviously, there's a lot more cons than pros. Let's just put it like that. But first, we'll start off with pros. His technique is immaculate. Spinning elbows, he has good stand-up and good ground game. Just, it's immaculate. Youngest champion in the UFC, I think it was 23 if I'm not mistaken when he claimed the title against Shogun Rua. Jesus Christ, I think 23 when he claimed that title. Most title fights in UFC history, 16 or 15. Double champion in the light heavyweight and heavyweight division, not simultaneously though, but still double champ is a double champ, and beat so many legends. Rashid Evans, Shogun Rua, Lyoto Machida, Daniel Cormier. I can keep going and going and going and going, and it really has never been defeated. Obviously he has that defeat, that DQ against, I don't know, Matt Hamill, something like that, but that was a refereeing mistake. Let's be honest, that was a refereeing mistake. Now let's get into the cons. This is gonna be very, very long, so sit back, get some popcorn. Eye poker, steroids, why beating, all of that I can tolerate. Eye poking, that shit pisses me off. Obviously you have the roids. I mean, the dude is a well-known roid head. It's absolute proof that he has taken steroids. Like, there's no denying it. He can say whatever he wants. The UFC can say whatever they want. It's undeniable proof that he has taken steroids throughout his career.
Do you think he was clean against you?
No, heavens no.
No.
Oh my God.
You could tell?
Oh my God. Oh, Errol, it's not, we know our own, yes. I had more juice than Tropicana, and he pushed me around like a Mack truck versus
Did they not test
As
before
soon
that
as
fight?
we locked up with each other, I thought, ooh, I know you. As he's pushing me backwards before he with his big spinning elbow, I remember thinking, I know your secret, because I got the same one.
Coke, obviously cocaine. I mean, I get it. Majority of MMA guys probably do cocaine after fights, you know what I'm saying, before fights. But when you're a GOAT, I feel like a GOAT carries something. You're not just a GOAT because you're the best. You're a GOAT because your name just carries shit. And I feel like doing coke, being a coke head and fucking running around in the streets and drunk driving, all that shit ruins it. It loses your aura. Even though I hate how the word is being used today, but you lose aura when you do shit like that. Alcoholic, as I just mentioned, really big alcoholic. And he claims he has stopped it. He claims he has quit, but every like 6 months or so, new clips come from him, like him drunk. Literally, not even a couple of months ago, he was drunk at some comedy show. I'll put up a clip now if I can find it.
Fuck off. So wait, you're an audience member, right?
Uh-huh.
Are you a little drunk, I assume?
Un poquito.
Un poquito? Hey!
Guys, give it to him.
Hey!
Give it to him for a good black joke.
Huh?
I was saying, guys, give it to him for a good black joke.
Give it to, yes, everybody give it to me right now. Just blackout drunk?
Well, my Kiwi over here, it was the resource of everything. That is awesome.
Are you sure this is alcohol, or is it? Everybody here will give you a hug on your way.
I'm more like the type who put my finger in your butthole.
Wait, what? Whoa, hold on.
I'll put my finger in your butthole.
We just missed a very important. You're talking about finger in your balls?
Finger in the butthole.
Oh, finger in the
A whole
butthole.
black finger in the butthole.
Is that how they do it in Rochester?
That's how they get down. That's the way we say I love you.
Yeah, just incredible alcoholic. Then he's a little sus, a little zesty. I'm gonna be honest, I've seen some interview clips, I've seen the way he speaks. I'll put up some images right now. He's a little bit on the fruity side, which here on the Pavi channel, in the Pavi community, we're all accepting. However you wanna come, you can come. It's no issue to me. But I just thought I would put this on here for the casual MMA fan, if you know what I'm saying. Many crimes, obviously he has felonies, beat his wife multiple times. Like he has too many felonies and crimes and shit under his name. Too many. One boosts your aura a little bit. Like if you went to jail one time and you got out, that boosts it up a little bit. But again and again and again and again, it's just bad. It's just bad. Next is last couple of fights were trash. Anthony Smith, Dominic Reyes, Thiago Santos. I mean, these guys aren't the highest caliber. They aren't the lowest, but they definitely are the highest, and he couldn't finish them. Thiago Santos was a split decision, I think. Anthony Smith was a unanimous decision, and Dominic Reyes was a very close split decision. The fact that he couldn't even finish these mid caliber opponents, it's just, you lose that GOAT status a little bit. You know what I mean? I expect, obviously a GOAT cannot finish everybody. Nobody can finish everybody. You're gonna have to go to decisions. But back after back after back, unanimous split decision, like come on, brother, come on. Okay, this is genuinely the thing that pisses me off the most. Took 3 years off to go to heavyweight. Come on, brother. I know it doesn't take 3 years to put on 20 pounds. I'm a skinny motherfucker. I'll admit that. I'm a skinny motherfucker. Putting pounds on or kilos, whatever, is hard for me. But you are the top echelon of the UFC. You have the best nutritionists. You have the best health advisors, whatever the fuck. And it took you 3 years to get to heavyweight. Now, I understand that you have to get used to heavyweight. You have to train at heavyweight. You have to spar at heavyweight. But the max, it should be a year and a half maybe. 3 years this guy was gone. 3 years. Now, I also think that was partly due to him ducking Francis Ngannou. Let's be honest here. Francis was at top of his game at the time. He knocked out Miocic, I think. Literally top of the game, so I think he was ducking him. Let's be honest. Yeah, next on my list is ducking Francis and Aspinall. Aspinall has been a complete legacy kamikaze. All it takes from him is just to beat him. If he's constantly saying, oh, I'm the greatest ever, I have this, I have that, Aspinall will never have this, never have that. So just fight him. If he's that much worse than you, just fight the guy. You are showing all of us right now that you're scared. I'll put comments up on the screen right now so you guys can read on how much this guy is a scary fucking cat. He literally, I just remembered, he took a screenshot of a UFC advert where it was basically just a minute and a half of UFC glazing him, and somebody edited in the bottom left corner, I am ducking Aspinall, and he screenshotted that and posted it on his page. I mean, this is a big fucking circus, ginormous circus, let's be honest here. I mean, we all know John's cons outweigh his pros. For me, if you have a top 5 MMA GOAT list, he should be at the bottom, at 5th place, for all of the shit he has done outside and even inside the cage is unacceptable, absolutely unacceptable. If you're making a top 5 list, he should be at the bottom. But let's move on to somebody a lot less controversial, Georges St. Pierre. GSP, my personal GOAT. If you disagree with me, suck my dick. I don't give a shit. First, pros. I think the most balanced out of all the GOATs. Let's be honest. Stand-up ground game, it's... You know what means? It means beat everyone he's ever fought. Now, that doesn't mean he doesn't have losses. He does have losses, but he has beaten the guys that beat him. So Matt Hughes, he lost to him submission, then he came back and beat him. Matt Serra laid him out, he came back and beat him. He has won against every single person that he has fought. Good role model, which I think is one of the best things that a GOAT, greatest of all time person can have, is be a good role model. No beating his wife, no felonies, none of that. Just an awesome dude inside and outside the cage. Never popped for nothing in his career, never popped for PEDs, never popped for steroids, never popped for none of that. He was clean from start to finish, which looking at his body, no diddy. He looks amazing with no steroids, absolutely amazing. And he also also was in Captain America. I mean, if that's not GOAT shit, I don't know what is. He was literally alongside Captain America. I don't know, he was training him or he was fighting him, I can't remember. But he was in Captain America. Which GOAT, you know, was in a movie? Fuck is you talking about? Now, the cons list compared to John Jones is obviously very, very short. I'm nitpicking here, but during the end of his career, he was a bit of a decision machine. I mean, a lot of unanimous decisions, some split decisions, you know what I'm saying? But I'm nitpicking here. Most of his career, he was entertaining. It just later on, he was, what do you call it? He was a decision machine. Oh, I forgot to mention, he was also a double champion in the middleweight and in the welterweight division. Came back after a 4-year hiatus and claimed the title against Michael Bisping in the middleweight division. Now, the thing that pisses me off most about GSP is he did get submitted and KO'd. I don't think no other GOAT got both submitted and KO'd except for maybe Fedor got both. That's one thing that, like, you lose a lot of aura, you know what I mean? If you get both submitted and KO'd, it's kind of crazy. And he also cheated against Nick Diaz. If you don't believe me, here's GSP saying it, literally admitting it.
He said for my fight that I poisoned his IV.
They poisoned my IV with some kind of weird ass drug.
My rap was wrong.
And he had something wrong with his raps.
That I was on steroid.
I know that they didn't test us because they was filling up all our piss inside little film containers. I was like, I would have tested for weed.
I gotta confess, Joe. I gotta confess.
Okay.
I was so scared of fighting Nick Diaz, so we poisoned his IV. But he survived. So I was even more terrified, you know. So all the athletic commission was on my payroll, so they tricked away and then I made it. And it went through. So I was even more terrified. So the alien abducted me and put they put the gamma ray to increase my strength like the Hulk, like a performance enhancing drug. And the fight was still happening. So right before I put some glass and cement in my gloves, make sure.
So yeah, I mean, concrete evidence, he did cheat against Nick Diaz. I mean, Nick Diaz was an unstoppable force. You cannot blame the guy. He did have to cheat. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we have the man who recently retired from the sport of mixed martial arts, but to not be forgotten is Mighty Mouse, aka Demetrius Johnson, aka DJ. Pros of Demetrius Johnson is his technique is the best of all time. I don't care. He has the most crisp, most clean, most just spectacular technique. I don't care what nobody else says. You can suck my dick. It's facts. It's facts. If you watch him, you will know that that's facts. Never got submitted. Nobody in his long MMA career has ever subbed him. No arm bars, no leg locks, no foot locks, no foot rubs, no none of that. No tickles, none of that. Never been submitted. 11 title defense, which also comes with the most coldest aura in a single picture in the entire sport of MMA. I challenge you to find me more aura than this picture right here on screen. And he also beat the Muay Thai legend Rod Tang. Now, it was mixed rules, 1 round Muay Thai and 1 round MMA, but he did survive that first round in Muay Thai against arguably the greatest of all time in Muay Thai in Rod Tang. Now, the cons. He did get KO'd. He did lose a bit of aura there. He did get KO'd, let's be honest. Doesn't know how to promote himself. Now, what you need to understand about MMA, it's second about fighting. Fighting isn't first, it's second. First is entertainment. Look at Conor McGregor. Dana White would have bent his ass over and spread his cheeks if Conor McGregor requested, because he was the most entertaining. He brought the most numbers, the most eyeballs, whatever you want to call it. DJ just didn't know how to promote himself. And now I'm not saying he needed to go through that route of Conor McGregor and him being disrespectful. No way. Look how Israel Adesanya turned out, the corniest man in the UFC. He could have still picked the good guy, nice guy gimmick and still got a lot of people interested in him. Look at Wonderboy Silva, Wonderboy Thompson. He runs that good boy gimmick. He's the nicest motherfucker on the planet and people still love him. So I think if he just was more entertaining and knew how to promote himself better, it would have upped him in a GOAT status. Because I think a lot of people overlook him because they don't remember him, they haven't watched his fights, yada yada. Now he also did try and go to the bantamweight division. He did get humbled by Dominic Cruz in there. That you also lose some aura because John Jones went up, won. GSP went up, won. DJ went up, lost. Like, you see what I mean? That does put you a little bit of a disadvantage in the GOAT debate. And now the worst aura lost of any GOAT ever. Like, having as much aura as possible is the most important thing about being a GOAT. Look at Lionel Messi, look at Cristiano Ronaldo, look at Michael Jordan, look at LeBron James, look at Novak Djokovic. All of them have aura. And for you to get traded, the only trade in MMA history for Ben motherfucking Askren is insane. Absolute insanity. Ben Askren. Let me repeat that one more time. Ben Askren. You gotta be kidding me. But that was the point that I was making earlier. He wasn't promoting himself enough, so the UFC didn't care about him. If he just knew to be a little bit more entertaining, the UFC would have loved him. He would have stayed in the UFC. He would have probably been the greatest of all time, undisputed. If he just knew how to promote himself, he would have saved it in the UFC, won more fights, probably got the most title defenses in UFC history, and that would have been it. This video would not exist. But since he didn't know how to promote himself, he got absolutely traded for Ben Askren. Major aura loss. And last but not least, for the casual MMA fans, I have to put this in here, but I do not think Khabib Nurmagomedov touches top 10 in MMA GOATs of all time. Not top 5, not top 4. He doesn't touch top 10. Top 15 maybe, but top 10 absolutely not. But I have to include him. Now, to be honest with you, I only have 2 pros written down for Khabib. Number 1, he is undefeated. Sure, even though when he was 14, 15 and 0, he was fighting guys making their debuts, or 2 wins and 6 losses, 2 wins and 8 losses. Like that, his record up until he got into the UFC was incredibly dodgy. But sure, on paper he is undefeated. I'll give him that. Then the second thing I have written down is never really lost a round. People say he lost a round to McGregor. I watched back that fight. He was dominating. Let's be honest. He really was dominating McGregor. Now for the cons. Obviously, 3 title defenses. Come on. That alone, you cannot touch top 5 MMA GOATs with only 3 title defenses. Alex Pereira, when he joined the UFC in fucking 2021, has more title fights, title defenses, whatever than Khabib. Cons also gets glazed too much. I should have put this in John Jones bracket, but I forgot. Khabib gets glazed way too much. If you're a GOAT, nobody needs to remind nobody that you're the GOAT. You're just the undisputed GOAT. Everybody knows that, and nobody needs to say that. Nobody needs to reiterate that over and over and over again. It should be just known. But the little Khabib meat riders, dick munchers, whatever you want to call them, they just keep having to tell you Khabib is the GOAT, Khabib is the GOAT. Only fought 4 memorable fighters. After Justin Dustin, Conor Barboza, name me 1 more fighter he fought. The only fighter that I can think of is Michael Johnson. That's it. The guy is 29-0, and I can only think of 5 fighters. You gotta be kidding me. That just goes to show you, like, he was fighting subpar. Opposition. And also, Dustin, striker. Conor, striker. Justin literally only strikes. Barboza, kickboxer. Like, all of these guys are just strikers. Imagine if he fought somebody like Arman Tsarukyan. Imagine if he fought somebody like Charles Oliveira. Imagine if he fought someone like GSP, who aren't gonna get scared to take him down, who aren't gonna get scared in the ground game. I think it would have looked a lot more different if he fought actual wrestlers instead of just strikers. And also, last but not least, mentioning GSP, he ran from Usman and GSP. His excuse for not fighting Usman was Ali Abdelaziz managed both him and Usman, and he didn't want to fight the same fighters that his manager is also managing. Okay, fine, fair, whatever. But when the UFC was trying to make the GSP and Khabib fight, GSP accepted. Khabib did not. I truly believe GSP would have took that away from him. I truly believe that. All my biases towards GSP aside, I genuinely think GSP would have beaten him. Because GSP would have been the first fighter to not be scared to go for a takedown against him. He also ran away from Tony Ferguson, I almost forgot. 4 or 5 times that fight was cancelled. One was Tony slipped on a what's it called? A camera wire, I think, some wire, microphone wire. And the other times, Khabib missed weight. He missed weight throughout his career a lot. So for me, he touches nowhere near top 4, but I have to mention him just for the casual MMA fans. I didn't mention Fedor because Fedor wasn't really my time. I don't know much on him. I am gonna watch some of his old tape, but while making this video, I don't know that much about Fedor, so I didn't include him. I didn't feel comfortable including him. But if you think I missed somebody, leave it down in the comments. If you think, well, no, Khabib is the best or DJ is the best, leave it also down in the comments. I will thoroughly look through every single comment. If you write a comment, I guarantee you I will look at it. I guarantee you. I will read it, reply to it, whatever. I guarantee you. And yeah, that's me signing out. See you.